Well, hello and welcome people of the internet to a really surprising one today. This is Elewar Fuse Survivors, a new bullet heaven that just dropped a couple days ago, and it's completely free. It's not a demo, it is the full release game, completely free. Huge boon for this game. Now, I'm going to be honest, I did see this one the other day as I was scrolling through the Steam pages, and I'm going to be honest, I was not all that excited for it, and in fact, I did judge a book by its cover. Now, I went back and checked the Steam page again because I had a little, it kept coming across my pages, right? Took a look at it, and the reviews are actually very good. Currently, it's sitting at a very positive with 94% and 74 reviews. And that kind of changed my opinion at least a little bit, and so I said, you know what, okay, we'll look past the graphics because if I'm being honest, the graphics are a little lacking, a little bit to be desired for it. However, for those of you guys who have been here for a little while, you know that used to be my downfall. I would turn down games simply because of how they looked and not how they played. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. So, gave it a shot. I've done 4 or 5 different runs, and I can confidently say this has a lot of good things going for it and is actually pretty fun. So, let's go ahead and dive in. Link, of course, will be down below in the description if you want to check out the game for yourself. As I said, completely free. No downside to try it. This is developed by a single person, solo dev. And, yeah, so let's go ahead and jump in here. Now, the game itself kind of starts literally before you jump in. So we're going to pick the grassland here, which is the first area we have access to. We choose our character. I'm going to go with the apprentice here. I have unlocked a secondary character, but we're going to start with the one that you guys will start with if you actually want to pick up the game. We're going to start with the apprentice. Has, not a master, so he has nothing. That's okay, because we do have this relic. So basically, we're going to get additional lightning damage per the number of runs we've done. So you can see I've actually done 4 runs because I have an additional 12 lightning damage to all my spells. Now, the way I understand this to work, this does not have to be applied to only lightning spells. The game has a kind of different take on elemental damage where any spell can have any kind of elemental damage on it. So for example, a fire spell could have cold damage applied to it. At least that's how I understand it based on how the UI displays it. So we'll take a look at that when we actually start leveling up. We'll choose the character, and now we choose how our run is going to go. So the first thing we can do is choose some blessings. I've unlocked a couple different blessings here. I'm going to take this one after getting hit, gain invulnerability for 0.2 seconds. I could also take delay between multicasts, and your activation range of spells is 2 times higher. Basically, there are some spells that will only activate if you're close enough to an enemy. For example, this one actually right down here is the one I was thinking of, Icicle Ruination. Basically, over time, you gather a bunch of icicles, and then if you get close enough to an enemy, they'll all shoot off, dealing massive damage. So it basically makes it so you don't have to get as close to the enemy to actually activate that spell. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, right? Because like for this spell, you kind of want to charge it up. This is kind of a boss killing spell. There's basically like, as far as I found, there's kind of like 3 different types of attacks. There's like area of effect, kind of like this spell here that we've seen before. This is like Garlic from Vampire Survivors, that kind of ability. There's the quote-unquote boss killers, which it actually even says in the description that it's a strong boss killer. Same for this one, strong boss killer, because they're very good for single target. And then you have a little bit more of your like your utility AoE, but AoE at a range spells. Those are kind of the 3 styles for the most part I've seen. Yeah, this is another one of those like kind of quote-unquote area of effect spells. So the way this works is before we even start, we're going to have to pick 3 different elements. So basically right now I've unlocked physical. You don't start with physical, you do have to unlock physical. The other one is lightning. Now, if we don't reroll, these are the only 9 spells that we will have access to in the game that we can pick from or that we will get presented to us. I'm going to reroll, try and get electricity, and we did get it. We got lightning. We unfortunately did lose fire, which I do really like, but these are the 9 spells that are going to get provided to us. Now, we can go ahead and select one of these highlighted ones that we want to start with. I have not started with Sword Spin yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Spawns a sword near enemies, does a bunch of damage, cool. And we could start with any of these, but I think I'm going to start with this one because at the beginning there's not a lot of elite enemies. So let's go ahead and jump in. We are in a fairly, like, I would say mid-size arena. Now there's a bunch of stuff on the map here. So we have this little rift here. Basically, something that we can do. There's a couple different ways to level up skills. So let's talk about skills a little bit first. There's in the top right, you can see level. Level is going to increase basically all your modifiers. So damage, mostly just damage and cooldown. The other thing we have is a rarity bonus. So if I remember correctly, it goes normal, magic, rare, legendary. There might be a fifth one in there, but basically potential is going to add on more features. So right now, our spell is normal. If we'd add 15 potential, we could upgrade to magic, which is going to deal 30% more damage. Now, potential is this red crystal right here. We currently don't have any, so we're going to ignore this just to gain 10 potential. There's a couple different ways that we can go about gaining potential, but we'll want to do that in order to increase our spells in a slightly different way. There are hearts that are going to be found on the field. Those are going to spawn every, I think it's like every minute or so. We also have these blue rifts. They're blue and red rifts. We've already seen the red, so the blue is going to give us 2 different options here, and based on what we pick, we're going to get a bonus. So for example, if you get hit in the next minute, you will not receive any reward, but if we complete it, we'll get some extra move speed. On the other hand, we can dodge some laser strikes. They're going to go on the entire map in a squared formation for 60 seconds. If we do that, spawns, or actually it's not even if we do that, this just happens, spawns an additional square event. Now the square event is the thing you see right here. Basically, if you stand in one of these squares for 10 seconds, it's going to spawn whatever is inside those squares. I'm going to take the can't touch me and try and get some extra move speed here, which shouldn't be a problem here in the beginning, but I'm gonna knock on wood here because, some worse things have happened than me being wrong. Okay, now down here, there's a little snowflake. The snowflake is basically our magnet, and that's pretty consistent. Now, the way that leveling up works, it's kind of like a Brotato-style system mixed with Vampire Survivors, in that meaning that we do have a 20-minute timer, at least on this map, that we have to survive. For leveling purposes, though, we have a counter up here in the top left. That's going to continuously count down, and you're going to see 2 numbers above it. Right now, you don't. But there will be a red number and a green number. The red number is how many levels up we get that give power-up perks, which are going to be for our attack spells. And the green is going to be utility. So that's going to be, it's going to give you a special ability down here that you can activate. Typically, it's to avoid enemies of some kind. Or, well, let me explain this first. So the way that this works is you can either gain a new spell or level up a spell you already have. Or down here below, you get different modifiers. And some modifiers you won't actually be able to use yet because, for example, we don't have a spell with the cold tag and we don't have the chain shock ability, so we can't get this. What I want to look for, I'm going to re-roll these. This is the one that I like. I really like Lightning Laser. Now, at the start, we only have 1 multicast, so it's not actually going to be doing the thing that it's showing in the animation, but we will level it up. But we're going to take this lightning laser here, and we had 3 total level ups, so that's why we're going to keep going here. I'm going to take Chilling Trail 2. I do really like the Chilling Trail, although you know what, I actually don't think I want to do this because I want to grab, what do I want to grab? I want to grab something that's a little bit better for bosses. So, because we kind of have 2 roughly AoE spells. So basically, this shoots lightning beams. It's going to target 1 enemy, but if we increase the AoE, it's going to increase the length of these beams, and it will hit things behind it. So I'm actually going to banish this. And I'm just going to take the status effect chance right now. And we're going to go over stats in a little bit here. Yeah, I shot 2 is not what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and reroll, see if I can get, yeah, nothing. Okay, so I'm going to take the knockback here. All right, so let's go ahead and actually take a look at some of these stats, because there are a number of them. Now, I haven't interacted at all with the equipment system, but there is a small equipment system here. We can take a look at our spells here. So we have general stats. We got a bunch of stats. So we have, damage. We have all flat extra damage increases will be multiplied by this %. Basically, the increases that we're getting in the level up system, you can modify how much of a bonus you're getting when you level up. A lot of this has to do with meta progression. And so basically, once you get your meta progression up, each level up will be better, not only in your current run, but also in future runs. We have cooldown. This shows the potential of your status damage. I'm going to be honest, I don't fully understand this quite yet, but you guys can read it and probably understand it better than I am. We have our multicast, so currently we're just casting one copy of our spell. We have delay between multicast repeats. So for example, with the lightning strike, if we're doing multiple different strikes, how much time is between each of those strikes? And then this influences the damage increase on a spell level up. We have different status effects, different status types. So we have, for example, static. So this is kind of, some of the stuff here is kind of what I'm talking about when I talk about the game is not exactly the most polished. There are certain things like, well, Scorch is the easiest one to look at, right? Basically, these effects are when you apply them to an enemy monster. So Scorch, damage taken increases by 25%. Okay, well that's pretty clear what that means. However, if we look at this, some of the way that these things are written are not exactly consistent. So for example, Frost reduces the enemy's movement speed by 20%, but Static, is this making it so that the crit chance on the enemy, so our crit chance increases by 30% against that, or is that saying the enemy loses 30% crit chance? Same thing here. We have cooldown reduction minus 20%, but we also have a reduction here that says minus 20% movement speed. So I would like to see a little bit more consistency there as to how it's actually being written, because in this instance, is it actually cooldown reduction minus 20%, or is it cooldown reduction dash 20%? I think it's the dash 20% because there's a space between the dash and the minus, but those are just kind of the things that I would like to see you know, cleaned up a little bit. But again, solo developer, there's a lot of stuff going on here. We have different chances for crits. So we have some over crits, how much over crit damage, our crit strike. Each multicast, when you roll a crit, you only roll a crit once. So for example, if your projectile has 6 shots, you only roll for crit once. If one crits, they all crit. Let's see, what else do we have? Yep, so right here we have one regular, we have a power up level, and we have 0 utility levels currently. I'm going to come in here, grab some 10 potential, so that way we can level things up, level up our rarity a little bit later. Let's see, I'm going to go for the AoE here, because again, I'm not looking for the ice shot right now. I'm looking for something that's a little bit more single target. Oh, nope, we don't want to do that. Now, in terms of damage, there is no contact damage. However, if you play the tutorial, the very first thing they the very first thing they teach you is that there is no contact damage. Basically, there is a hitbox, and it's basically where my boots are. If you look, basically, there's a little white box that's currently invisible. I'm going to take all monsters' move speed will be boosted by 50% for 1 minute. On next level, perks will be of at least rarity. So now it's going to be 1 minute. So we can kind of hopefully force a bunch of levels here when that goes off and have a really good shot at getting some good stuff. Chain Shock is not really what I'm going for, so we're going to go for Static Effect Chance. Oh, Impact Wave is actually really good. I might actually take this because it's so good. Yeah, you know what? I was going to go for the single target. I think I'm going to go for Impact Wave. Impact Wave has a lot of knockback to it and can really save us when we're getting tied down by enemies. Now, these little things down here are basically a free utility level up. So you'll see I just got a +1 there on utility. They're just guaranteed levels up. Now, they're not going to go for your attack perks or anything unless there is... Oh boy, we have, yeah, this wave is a little rough. There's a lot of these, basically these guys all shoot projectiles and they all just crisscross, these guys right here. There is a way to reroll what type of perk up you're getting. So if, for example, you collected a whole bunch of utility, you could reroll the utility into power up. What do we want? We could get this status. No, I'm going to level up our sword spin here for basically doubling the damage and reducing the cooldown. Sword spin status effect. No, I'm just gonna level up Impact Wave here. Let's go consume. I want to get a bit more potential. So now Flash Freeze. This is an activated ability. Basically, they're all activated abilities. Freeze all enemies on the map for the base duration of 5 seconds. The duration is further multiplied by 1. Freeze is a special status. The reason this is multiplied by 1 is once you level it up, it's going to change, if that wasn't clear. I'm going to take the Regenerate 42 life every 60 seconds. Now, I do already have some regeneration based on my meta progression, but I like having more because I like being healthy. Most of the times, however, I'm going to be honest, when I have died, it's not because I'm taking little chunks of damage. It's just like all the damage at once. So while it may not be super relevant, I do want to take some max HP to get my health up a little bit and then, you know, hopefully regen up to full. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, these squares over here. Let's go over there, see if we can reset it, because I don't think... Oh, that's pretty good. Well, it's only for the lightning. Yeah, so, oh, this is nice. So we're getting the, now I believe this is the one that we're getting for the movement speed. So I think all 7 of these are going to be rare, maybe, unless it's just this first one is rare. Yeah, because we have a really good shot at getting rare, and we also have a small chance of getting legendary. So there are 4 rarities, like I said before. Okay, I'm going to go cooldown reduction on this. It's pretty good. And let's see here. Let's go with... I'm going to go AoE. AoE helps all of these. We can go Impact Wave, Skill Effect Duration. We don't have anything with duration. So if you're ever wondering, under the tags, which is right above that blue line, that'll be your different types. So if you're looking to see if something affects your spell, so only affects spells with the tag duration. None of these have durations. They're just single, physical, lightning, physical. I'm going to go with Impact Wave. Some of the levels up can be multiple. So for example, this is a +2. So we're going to go from level 2 in the top right to 4, which is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and, rather than grab critical damage, because our crit chance is pretty low, I'm going to grab potential here. Okay, so here's what I was talking about before, how some spells can have just all damage types. So down below, if you haven't noticed, there's giant green arrows and giant green numbers to tell you what spells are being affected and how affected they are by each of the upgrades that you can get. So for example, while it's not showing you literal damage numbers, it's showing you the DPS increase that each spell is going to get. So because of that, I'm going to take the extra lightning damage. I think I'm also going to take... I could take crit chance. Oh, but it's only for lightning spells. We could get +2 on the impact wave, but I think I'm just going to take the knockback. No, I'm actually going to take the +2 on the impact wave. Impact wave is really strong. Okay, I'm going to go potential here. There we go. Those are our 7 levels. Going to make my way up to this potential rift. We can level one of these up. This will give 20% more area and covers 180-degree spread. Or we could go multicast. I'm going to go with multicast here for the lightning. That's going to help out a lot. Our impact wave is already pretty strong, but I definitely want to get some strong single target going. There are these like snowflakes that fly around. They do damage you. Don't run into them. Oh boy, yep. Those guys like to run at you. Yeah, so again, we got to kind of stick in this square for 10 seconds. I don't know if I'm going to get that going right now, though. 60% to physical damage. Yes, please. That seems very powerful. Crit chance. Could go sword spin. I think I'm just going to get crit chance. No, I'm going to go sword spin. Ooh, knockback seems pretty good. No, I'm going to go... Yeah, let's get knockback. Ooh. Ooh, what is this? Wait, this is new. Oh, because I don't have my utility yet. Your projectiles get +1 pierce for 9 seconds. No, I don't really want that. I'm going to take the extra XP gain. Shielding gives you 20 shield. No, it's too slow. I'm going to take one that's a little bit more active. So we'll hold on to that for now. There is a utility spell in here that I'm going to try and collect. There we go. Nice. What else we have? Oh, we have another potential rift up here. Great. Let's go ahead and level up our swords. It's going to give us some 30% more damage. Although I need to be leveling up those swords. Got to get some multicasts on those or something. Only one is not that great. Status effect, damage status. No, will consume. Get more potential. Okay, I'll take the crit chance. Max health or shielding? No, I'll take the max health. Okay, let's see if we can hold out here. Come on, impact wave. Give me good, give me good, give me good. Let me survive. There we go. Okay, nice. So that spawns a magnet on the board, and then these reset. Sometimes the squares change the location, sometimes they don't. Nice. Now we're getting 5 levels up here in a second. Sweet. Okay, penetrates enemy physical resistance by 15%. I think I am going to take this. It is only for impact wave, but I think that's fine. Impact wave is like really good, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead. More potential. Penetrates lightning resist. Yeah, that's going to help out our lightning laser. Extra XP gain. I will go with that over shielding. And then if we're able to, I'm going to try and spawn this utility spell. Or utility perk, I should say. It's going to be a little challenging to get in there. It's going to be a little challenging. Well, we're kind of working our way in there. Okay, here we go, here we go. Now that we're in, can we stay in? Oh, we're good, we're good. I really like that when you level up, there's a giant explosion. It pushes everybody away. Oh, buddy. Okay, there we go. Where did it spawn? Oh, spawned 2 of them. Okay. We did get a little hit. That's fine. We'll pick up some health. There's actually healing right up here that we can take. Actually, we don't need to take that. We're gonna regenerate it. We can save it for later when we're in panic mode. All right, so at increments of 5 minutes, we're going to get to choose relics here. I do have one reroll. This is from my meta progression. If you are just starting, you won't have that button. We could take your spells cannot cast when you're moving. Gonna be honest, don't really like this one, but you gain 25% increased damage every second. It is multiplicative and it limit up to 300% damage. One thing that is really nice with the game is that anything that's being modified. So, for example, if there is something that says, I'm trying to think of what I just said. Oh, so for example, there's a relic that says all of your crits are now opposite, which basically means that your non-crits do crit damage and your crits do less damage, if that makes sense. So you actively want to have low crit chance. It tells you how much extra damage you'll be doing based on your not crit. So for example, mine had like 120% extra damage because now all my not crits, because my crit rate was so low, my not crits were doing extra damage. So we're going to take this one. Deal more damage if you have less health. Oh, I ended up grabbing that heart anyway. Okay. We'll make our way over to the other rift, see if we can grab a nice little power-up. Don't care about this one at all. We'll take Sword Spin. Flash Freeze. I do like Flash Freeze. Okay, we'll take this one. Freeze all enemies on the map. I think I passed that one earlier. I'm going to take it anyway. All right, we're going to consume here for 10 extra potential because I got to build up some potential now that everything costs 40 to upgrade. And then to get it up to legendary, it's going to cost 100 potential. You'll be 20% floor. 2 minutes is really rough. But we get 7 player level ups. 2 minutes is a long time, man. Oh, wait. 20% slower. Not you will move 20% of your speed. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Yeah, just misunderstood that. Yeah, so now we have +7. So the next time we level up, we're gonna get a big boost. Now you do see this slime here with question marks. I think this is just a on-map kind of secondary objective. You need to do some kind of crazy number of damage to actually kill it, and it will probably give you like an achievement or something. A lot of the progression in this game is achievement based. Ooh. I'm going to go with the AoE. It's going to help out my swords. I need to boost these swords a little bit. I'm going to get the crit chance here over the impact wave because it's only 1 level on the impact wave. I'm going to go status effect chance. We're going to go with... status effect chance on the impact wave. Same thing. Yeah, status effect chance on the lightning. All spells get 15% knockback, although I'm not sure why the impact wave isn't getting that. Okay, I'm going to give impact wave a level. And let's go grab our utility spells. Now, there is no dash, which you guys know how I feel about that. I like my dashes. But it's a nice trade-off in that there is no contact damage. So you just have to worry about the attacks. Now, all the enemies do have different attacks. Like, these guys like to stand still and then swing their sword. The little Grimers, they like to run at you if you get too close. Oh, what do we have here? We do have more knockback. I think I'm just going to start taking more potential, status effect chance, or lightning laser. Let's start getting lightning laser up. It's only level 2. Yeah, we got to start getting that up. So extra XP gain, extra XP gain. Ooh, that's a lot of potential. Grabbing that for sure. And one thing I've noticed too is that the XP that's on the map that drops, oh boy, here. Occasionally it does combine into a bigger node. I don't know if that has any actual gameplay aspect to it, or what I think it might be is just to make it so that the game doesn't slow down any after having so many different items on the screen. But I don't know that. I'm just kind of guessing. Okay, I'm going to grab a bunch of shield here. Still got a utility spell, though, up top, which I'm going to try and go grab. Be careful of the lasers. There we go. Oh, we can level up. Oh, don't get hit by the... Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and more area. Oh, +3 multicast. Yes. And this is also going to make it so that it scales with AoE. So basically, they're going to shoot past the first enemy and hit things behind. Right now, they're only hitting the very first enemy. So this is going to allow us to start hitting enemies in the back. And really start clobbering. Oh, okay. Careful there. Really start clobbering those enemies. Gonna keep leveling up Sword Spin. Gonna need to get that rarity up, though. Probably focus on doing that next. Here I'm going to take the larger loot radius. I really just think that this game, like I said, you guys have been looking at the game enough. In terms of visuals, I would say overall visuals, I don't think it's like stellar in any way, right? It kind of reminds me of a game you would play, not necessarily a Flash game, but you know, it at first glance in the past, I would look at this and be like, yeah, no way I'm going to try that. But again, we got to take into account that it is a solo developer. For the next 2 minutes, you cannot heal. And lasers, 3 level up converter. So level up converter is the one that turns power up into utility and utility and power up. I'm not going to take the risk on any of these. I'm just going to ignore these. So having that as a consideration, this is going to give us another multicast. That's what I'm looking for, and more area. Taking that into consideration, that it is a solo developer, you know, I think the game itself is actually quite good. And really what I did was I asked myself, if this game was prettier, would I... Not would I play it, because honestly, I'm planning on playing this game as it is. But would I have turned up my nose at it if it was prettier? That's a good way to put it. And I think the answer is no. I think that the game actually has a lot of good things going for it. I like that right now on the map, to me, there's enough going on. However, I've seen just from the first couple achievements that I've gotten that there's a lot of different ways to add things to interact with on the map, which I like a lot. You know, I've talked about this in several other Bullet Heaven videos, that I like the games that have like quest-based things going on. Gonna take Sword Spin here. Typically, the games that just say strictly survive for X amount of time are not my favorite. I like... Oh boy, we're taking a little bit of damage here. I like games that give you something else to do, another goal besides just survive X amount of minutes. And based on the achievements that there are, and the things that I've already unlocked, like the square things on the map, you know, and there's the rifts that allow you to add extra difficulty to what's going on. It just adds another level that I really appreciate that being there. Let's see. And I also I like this, I really dig this level up system. Now, it's not as straightforward as our typical level up system, where it's just skills, and each of the skills has a predefined you know, upgrade every time, but you also get these random stat upgrades. I really dig this, and I like the fact that there's 2 different upgrade systems for spells. Here I think I'm just going to take 32 XP gain is pretty good. I'm going to take that. We're going to take the potential. Let's go ahead and grab this magnet, and then we'll make our way down to the blue rift. Now, if I recall, it's at 10 minutes that... Ow! That sounded like I just got zapped by a bug zapper. I believe it's at 10 minutes that our first boss is going to spawn. I say first, but I'm not exactly sure how many there are. I've not actually completed a run yet. Converts all hearts on the map to utility levels up. No, I'm going to leave those there. +2 rerolls. I don't think that's necessarily worth it just for the laser storm. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on those as well. Okay. Ooh, more AoE, or do I want the... I think I want the potential, because I got to get up to 100 here. Satisfact chance. Okay, let's go. Ooh, impact wave and knockback. Wait, for... Oh, yeah. Dud. Well, never mind. Faster dots. Let's go potential. I'm just thinking and not talking. Thinking, not talking. Ooh. Ow. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, let's go ahead and take the... Yeah, I'm not sure why is this not being affected by knockback? That's what I was wondering before, is when I took the knockback that said specifically for impact wave, why was it not showing that? Maybe, I wonder if knockback is maybe maxed out? Because there's no indication on here for knockback specifically. I'm not sure if that's listed under, like, chance for status. I'm not sure how to tell how strong the knockback is. I'm going to take the 2 levels up here on Sword Spin. I'm going to take the potential. So, the way that gold works is... Well, I'm assuming it's based on time and your final score, but also if you have any extra potential at the end of the run that you did not spend, it converts it into gold, which is very helpful, because some of the upgrades are going to get, oh boy, they do get expensive as you start unlocking them. However, I'm assuming that once you get onto farther maps, you'll have a better multiplier when it comes to how much gold you can actually get at the end of the run, and it will scale as you scale with the game. Okay, am I going to hold off here? Ooh, we could go this more area, or do I want to just hold out for this? What was this one again? Additional laser extends to the sides of target. Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to level up our lightning bolt here. Okay, I got to make my way up to this guy who's shooting us, though. Oh, it's the boss. Okay, let's go for... Gonna go for more AoE since that scales with everything. Let's go 2 levels on Sword Spin. Here, let's go potential. And now we have pretty good damage, so yeah, we're gonna kind of smoke him. Okay, 10 minutes, we get a new relic. Your crit chance is now reversed. There we go. Positive crits become negative crits, dealing low damage. You get 100% 20 damage for all your spells. So, I really like this. So we can open up. Now, we do have 25% chance to crit. But that means that if we get this, that 75% of the time we're going to get increased damage. So every kill gives you 1 temporary shield. Your damage resistance will be reduced by 50. Damage resistance can go in negatives after the reduction. Okay, so yeah, this is going to really hurt us. So I'm going to take Relic of Opposites. Your relics will treat you as if you're always standing still, and it also tells us it does not affect your spells. So I really like that a lot of those things that are going to affect things that you already have, it kind of lets you know, like, hey, this thing that it says it's going to affect, it's actually not going to affect you. Or it tells you, like, how much it will affect you. Those are really nice touches. So while I did say before that there was a certain level of polish that I'm not necessarily seeing, there is a certain level of polish in other places. A lot of it is just how succinct things are being told to the player. There is a lot of text and some things are a little bit wordy. It's kind of it's kind of a little bit like early Magic the Gathering, right? If you were a Magic the Gathering player, now I wasn't way back then, but I know a lot of, I've played a lot and I know my Magic history. A lot of those older cards have way more text than they actually need to tell you what the card specifically does, but that's kind of because now there's, almost, what is it, 20? No, there's more than 25 years. It's like 30 years of history to kind of go back on, and so you understand the context of cards. And so now you don't have to put all the rules text on cards. And that's kind of the same thing here. There's a lot of rules text, and I think some of it can be cleaned up and made a little bit more succinct. But we got like a first effort here. What do we got on the map here? Okay, so I can't. Okay, I don't want to take that yet. Let's go level this up twice. Okay, so I'm going to try and level up here. There we go, 3 levels. Now, the question is, can I get enough potential here to get the 100%? Or the 100 potential is what I'm looking for. And I'm going to start making my way around to that rift, so that way if I do get it, I can just pop in there and get the level, get the increase immediately. What is the status for physical again? The status is stun. So again, it's cooldown reduction. So I don't necessarily know how that is affecting enemies. So I think I'm just going to take the level here on laser, especially since we're planning on leveling it up. That's pretty hard to pass up on, to be completely honest. So is this. How many do I have? I have 3 more. Okay, we don't want crit now, right? It actually shows us, right? Now there's a down arrow. Okay, let's take that, and yeah, we'll take the consume. All right, that gives us 100. I'm going to go ahead and take the shield here, and now we get to move our way over to the rift, and we can get our legendary. Boom. Legendary. Yeah, it's going to hit a lot more enemies now. Oh, no, 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 no. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Okay, we're going to freeze the enemies. Need to find my way to a heart, which are on the other side of the map. Okay, let's ignore. Let's take this. Potential rift. No. Well, actually, that gives me 10, so I might as well take that. Experience Firestorm. No, thank you. Okay, we'll spawn this. Let's see. Satisfact Strength. I'm going to take the level on the Lightning Laser. Let's go ahead and take extra XP. Regeneration. Okay, there's a lot of utility spells on the field right now, but I'm trying to avoid all these. Okay, okay, we're doing okay. Let's go ahead and see if I can spawn another heart. All right, we're good. Ooh, what is this? Filtered message. Whoa, what is this? Embrace corruption by shouldering those burdens. What? All spells get hits which do not cause a status multiplied by 0.8. So these are all bad. Oh, this is actually really good. This is going to help out our corruption and lower our crit chance, which is going to increase our damage. Okay, I don't know what that did, though. I think that's all I want. Actually, I already have a 0% chance to dodge, so I might as well take this. Randomize your RNG seed? Sure. This could absolutely screw me. I don't know what this is doing. Utilize gather corruption, gain new benefits. Oh, okay. Oh, got it. So now I have... Oh, cool. So it's a little corruption shop. Oh, that's super interesting. Okay. Parry is added to the rotation. On a successful parry, increase all of your damage by 25% for 10 seconds. Whenever a spell gets cast, you have 50% chance to cast a rare Winter Curve as well. 150% chance for getting legendary rarity perks. Okay, we'll take... Hang on, I got to do math. Actually, I don't have to do math. The only two I can take... So I could take parry and more legendaries. I could take convert... This one I don't care about. Level up converter. Don't care. So... I feel like Proctor's Essence is the best one because it's more attacks. But maybe I just want these two. Yeah, let's go for these two. Legendary level ups are going to be like really good for us. Okay, let's go ahead and take the potential. Do I care about this? I mean, it is legendary. All right, we'll take it. Let's get regenerate 42 life. Okay, we'll collect all our utility spells. Come down here to the magnet. Oh, careful right in the middle there. Crap. Crap. Okay, do I want to increase this at all? Not really. That's not even worth it to me. Okay, I'm just going to go for another legendary. Waiting for that gap to open up a little bit. We don't want crit chance, so let's go potential. Same thing. Potential. Same thing. Well, impact wave. I think at this point, I'm just going to get consuming. Ooh. No, I don't care. Extra XP. Potential. Let's keep going potential. I'm actually going to grab the extra gold now. Potential. Damage resistance, yes. Let's come up here, grab potential. I'm good on health, so we can just kind of sit around, regenerate a little bit of HP. We're doing good. We're sitting pretty. Let's go ahead and grab these utility spells over on the right side. We got some runners. These runny boys want to do me in. They won't be doing me like that. Ooh, we got a big experience down here. Okay. Could go for more regeneration. I think I'm just going to try and power out. I do like the experience. I'm going to just try and power out that that legendary upgrade. Oh, no. That was terrifying. I didn't mean to hit that. I'm an idiot. It's okay. We'll just beat up a bunch of guys. Ow. I ran into that. Okay, we're doing okay. Gotta be careful on the skeletons on the edge. They will burn you. What are we doing down here? Okay, let's go ahead and go for... Yeah. Penetration enemy lightning resistance. Oh, heck yeah. Let's get these boys for a ride. Let's get some more potential. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't be running at me. Don't be running at me, boys. Don't be running at me. Ow. That shocked my feet. Okay, let's spawn some more... Yeah, let's spawn some more hearts. Just be safe. Because stuff like that, I didn't think that would actually hit me. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. No, 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 no. God dang it, man. Oh, I got too greedy. Got too greedy. Man, I should have passed that up. So you see what I mean? Is that like, that is what's happened basically every time. And that was my own fault. I was getting greedy there, trying to get the upgrades. I should have been on the move there. Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't be going too much into regen, because that's kind of what always happens, is when I die, I'm like nice and healthy, and then it's just like hit, 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 and then you just die. Yeah, but the game is super sweet. That's where we're going to leave this one. So we turn our extra potential into gold. We complete a bunch of different challenges here. Let's see. So we heal for more than 3,000 health. Regenerates 5% maximum life every 60 seconds. We also got 3% increased movement speed. Unlocked, we got a new class. We got the previous guaranteed potential rift. Needs 50 seconds less for respawning, thus giving you more. Okay. Yeah, so see, like, something like this. The previous guaranteed potential rift needs 50 seconds less for respawning, thus giving you more potential rifts per run. That could be shortened down to just more potential rifts per run. Now, I have a feeling that even if it said that, the other side of me would be like, why don't you tell me exactly how many potential rifts per run are showing? And that's to be fair. Previous guaranteed potential rift needs 50 seconds less for respawning. Yeah, so I guess I'm not fully sure how it's working, but ultimately, that's kind of what I mean, is that it's kind of like a little bit lengthier of a way to say what's actually happening. You can now consume spells even before reaching the maximum number of spells. Got it. Okay, so basically that's what's happening, I think, with the potential, is that you're kind of consuming spells to get the potential, right? So instead of actually getting a spell upgrade, you're getting potential. Now you could re-roll that into a spell. So this basically means that there is opportunity to get potential before you're getting spells. I'm actually going to turn that one off. I don't think I really like that. That's also the nice thing, is if as far as you want, you can turn these on and off. So if we actually go here, we go into unlocks. These are all the things you can unlock. Now, we currently have 20 of 300. We have an additional 20% of experience, which is kind of nice. I actually didn't even realize that that was there. You can see how many disabled you have. Now, I think it might be nice to have maybe a disable or enable all button, especially if you're someone who likes to mess with these a lot. That could probably be pretty helpful. But you can see all these. So we have potential here. We also have different prophecies. So the prophecies are affecting those two rifts. We also, right, the prophecy world, or I should be more specific, it's the blue rift that we were going into. We have invasion, which I'm not really sure what these are. I think these have to do with items. Yeah, because you find 4 helmets. Beat trial. Well, obviously I haven't done these things yet, but I'm working on it. I will get there. We also have characters, so we have some different pets. You might have noticed the dog running around. The dog doesn't actually do anything, but potentially these pets might do something. I'm not sure. We'll have to see once we start unlocking stuff. We also have some offensive stuff, defense, utility, RNG manipulation. There's also 4 others that are locked here. I don't know if there's actually anything here. Maybe these are just placeholders for later. But this is kind of another thing that I was talking about, is a lot of the text, you know, it kind of just looks like a generic Helvetica style font. It's not really themed to anything. You have different things here like RNG manipulation. If you're someone who's like new to video games, that might not mean anything to you. You know, for people who have been playing these games for a while, we know that it's random number generator, which is just randomness. There was also, oh, what was the other one? I think it's in, is it in upgrades? Yeah, so for example, like crit damage scaling, crit scaling, you know, for the most part, the people who are like sweaty in the games kind of understand what crit scaling, crit damage scaling is, but you might want to put like critical chance, critical damage, or just like critical damage, just to keep it kind of simple rather than going into more like quote unquote gamer speak. Just stuff like that just needs like a little bit of finessing around the edge to really like bring this to a point where, you know, like the mass audience would want to come play. It's not saying that they wouldn't, but these are just kind of like the little things that take a game, that can take a game from like a B+ to an A-. And, you know, it might not seem like a big step up, but things like that definitely can change people's opinions. Like I said, I was one of those people that when I first looked at this, I kind of wrote it off just based on the looks, the design. It looked a little bit generic to me in terms of the visuals, like these visuals right here. But after playing it, I actually had a really good time and a lot of fun. So as you unlock these, right, this is going to cost 32 gold to lock. One thing I wasn't sure about when I first started playing is some of these you can tell are flashing yellow and have blessings underneath them. The blessings are, if you remember back to the very beginning of the run, I had the option between two. I had the option of this one and the one that gave me the invulnerability for 0.2 seconds. That's what these are. So if you unlock the tree up until this point, it will give you a new upgrade to start each of your runs with. Now you can also reset your upgrades if you want to. It does come at a cost, so that's likely a late game thing. I'm not sure really why you would want to go about doing that unless you really wanted to like completely redo your tree. But, you know, for the most part, I've kind of been happy with what I'm doing. So you can see a lot of these are going to be pretty expensive, right? Dodge already starting at 417, and it's going to keep scaling up and up and up. So it's going to get pretty expensive. We have more RNG manipulation. This is where you get your converts, banishes, rerolls, all that kind of stuff. What is this one? 10% chance for getting legendary rarity books. Okay, so we can increase the amount of chance we get legendary. And I think this is pretty low. This might be like 5%. So 10% of 5% is 0.5%. Right? I did that math right? Yeah. So that's a pretty small chance, I'm assuming, unless it means it's adding 10%. But it says plus 10% chance, so I'm assuming that it's multiplicative, not additive. And then we also have utility. These are all pretty fairly expensive, but some different things that you can grab here. And then we also have high scores. I haven't actually even looked at this, so let's go ahead and look at general high scores. Highest damage. Oh, this just shows me where I stand. Okay, well, pretty far down as it stands, but that's a cool little feature. There's also, I mean, not that this is relevant to necessarily like how good the game is, but I was actually surprised at how good a lot of the settings were. There were a lot of different settings in here. One of the big ones that I really liked that I don't see all that often was the fact that you can change your mouse color. So if you like it black, you can play black. Although I would like to see maybe something a little brighter. Now, to be fair, there isn't any manual casting in this. It's all auto cast. It's all auto aim. So tracking your mouse doesn't really matter at this point unless there's something later on. If there was something later on, I would definitely want to see some brighter colors, because for me, you know, I kind of lose track of my mouse when a lot of stuff is going on, but I like to have it blue just so that it's a little bit easier to see. You can also change your mouse size, which I really appreciate, because like I said, I like having the ability to see my mouse, even if it's not, you know, the most like utilitarian to have a giant cursor. It definitely helps when I lose track of it when there's a lot of visual stimuli. So the fact that these settings are here, really nice, at least for me. You have a lot of different visual effects you can turn on and off. Auto effects, I mean, does anyone really need that? You can turn the experience collecting sound off if you don't really like that. There's Twitch integration, which, you know, admittedly, there's a very small percentage of people that's actually going to be relevant for. But if your favorite streamer is a Bullet Heaven streamer, and I'm assuming what this allows them to do is to basically allow voting for level ups. That's what I've noticed in a lot of other Bullet Heavens that have Twitch integration. So they at least have that. I'm not sure how often it will be used, but it's at least there. And then there is a controller connectivity, as well as, of course, mouse and keyboard. There's also easier difficulty if you want to switch that on. You can change where your mini-map is. Overall, there's just like a lot of, you know, settings there that even in games that you gotta pay for, I don't even see. So I really appreciate seeing those things. So like I said, basically the point of this is, again, don't judge a book by its cover. And that's a lesson that I need to learn as well, is that, you know, everybody starts somewhere, right? One of my favorite series, or one of my favorite creators, actually, that I'm going to go on a tiny bit of a tangent here, but I swear it makes sense. One of my favorite creators that I like watching is Josh Striface. And one of the series that he does in recent times, of course, he's known for his MMO series, but he's also, or worst MMO ever, I should say. He's also been doing on his secondary channel, Was It Any Good? And he goes back and he plays these older games you know, like 20-ish year old games, even 10-year-old games, but for the most part they're much older, in the early 2000s range, even 90s. And he plays them to see, like, a lot of these were like kind of classic games at the time, and he's playing them now to see were they actually any good, or did we only think they were good because the selection pool was so much smaller. And one of the games, or actually two of the games he's gone over recently was, oh boy, let's see if I can remember the names of them. I know it's not Elden Ring, but it's something Ring. Shoot, I'm forgetting the name of it. But I swear, they're two FromSoft games. And if you don't recognize the FromSoft name, FromSoft is Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Elden Ring, right? They're like the gods of game developers right now. They're absolutely killing the scene. Every game is a banger. But you go back and look at these old games that they did, and gonna be honest, they look a little bit like jank. However, in the first one they did, which was, I think it's Kingsfield. Oh boy, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Kingsfield, and it was the very first game they did. A lot of the features that they implemented in that game, you can still see now, and it's something that they created way back on the PlayStation 1, and they fine-tuned it over years to get to the point where they are now, where a game like Elden Ring comes out, and it just blows everything wide open. It's just like, it's one of the most popular games on Steam. When it comes out, it's breaking records. It's absurd, right? So everybody started from somewhere, and that game, again, I believe it's Kingsfield, was not a looker. Even by the standards back then, it was not really, well, that's not fair. You guys know what I mean. So comparing that to today, I don't know the background of this developer, but for his first work, and again, I think he said it's been a year and 3 months he's been working on this, I'm pretty impressed. And I think that, you know, moving forward, you know, something too that like Pirate Software talks about a lot, Thor, is when you're making games, especially when it comes to your first one, don't wait around and just always think that it has to be perfect before you start. Just get out there and make something, because the first one is very likely not going to be very good. Neither is the second, neither is the third, but you keep practicing and practicing and eventually gets good. And that's not me saying this game isn't good, but I did the same thing with this YouTube channel. I wanted, for a long time before I kind of came back to do YouTube, I was like, you know what, I gotta just like make it perfect. I have the perfect channel name, the perfect banner art. I have to know exactly what my thumbnails are gonna look like. I have to know exactly what I'm gonna say every time. And then one day I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna turn my microphone on. We're just gonna play a game and we're gonna talk, and eventually we're gonna get into a groove. And now, several months later, I kind of have a groove. Now, by no means do I think my content is perfect, by any means. But you have to start somewhere, and I really appreciate people that do take that chance. And this is, from what I would imagine, is a fairly large project, especially to do solo. There's so much work to designing a game, and you know, ultimately, I can appreciate the work that goes into something, especially on what I imagine is a fairly short time scale based on the few developers that I've actually talked to one-on-one. And the potential scope of things that are going on here in this game. And so, yeah, I think that there's something cool here. I'm excited to see, you know, where it goes. I know that the developer is still working on it, at least from what I've seen of his posts. And yeah, I think this is a really good one. So guys, what do you think of Elewar Fused Survivors? Let me know down below in the comment section. And if you've been playing, how well have you been doing? Have you been able to beat the first trial yet? And yeah, give me some pointers. Maybe, you know, my pointer would be don't stand in the middle of enemies. That would be a good one. I need to do that and not get cocky and not get, you know, sidetracked. But guys, if you had fun, if you liked the video, would you kindly smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more rogue-like action. Guys, that's going to do it for me today. I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time.